Hi everybody, today we're going to make a fanny pack like the one shown in the beginning of the video. So already I have my 4 squares made. Measured them to see how big they are. All right, so I have my tape measure here. So this is 13 centimeters, 13 by 13. So pretty much for all 4 of them, they measure the same size, 13, 13. So I'm just making sure everything is the right size so we don't have some squares bigger than the others. All right, so I'm gonna do this quickly and yeah. Okay, this is the yarn that I use, this cotton hollow cord. I'll put it like this. Okay, and I use the 4mm hook. I don't know if you can see, it's a 4mm hook. Of course, you'll need your scissors, tape measure to see everything is the right size, and well, this is optional. This is some stitch markers. Yeah, you might need them, you might not need them, or you can just use whatever you use to mark your stitches, but stitch markers. So we have, you can even use just your simple yarn. This is a milk cotton yarn, size 4-ply. This is a 4-ply. Yep, this is a 4-ply. So you can still use this one too, or you can mix different colors depending on how you want it to be. I just wanted to make this simple and plain. So in this, mark these pieces because I want them to go to the side. So I mark them so I don't forget. All right. So before we start, this is how we want our pieces to be joined together. Okay. So you want something like this. All right. So I'll join here. First, I'll join these two and I'll come join here and here. So this part will be the top part where the zipper will come. You can use a snap, you can use a zipper, whatever you want to fasten your bag. So this is pretty much, you can put it like this so you don't forget. So this is how we want our pieces to be aligned. All right. So first I'll take these 2 pieces, I'll join these 2 pieces together. And for joining the pieces together, I'm using my yarn in the hook. All right, so I'll first make a knot. This is how I make my knot. There's so many ways you can start joining these pieces together. I pretty much prefer this method. You can use this method, or you can first place your yarn like this here by the corner. Place your yarn like this. Sorry, like this. And you get to the other corner and tie it first. Yeah, tie it on the corners and then can hide this one in the back. And then put your yarn in between the 2 holes here by the corner and then just hook, bring it up and start making your single crochet. All right. So that's another way to do it. All right, so this is how we'll join. Now we have 2 squares. Remember, we measured the squares and they're the same size, 13 by 13, 13 by 13 centimeters. That's centimeters. So pay attention. If you use inches, then yeah, make sure it's an equivalent to 13 centimeters in inches. So these are centimeters. So we have 2 squares. Now check this out. These are wrong sides. All right. So you need your wrong sides to be facing each other. All right. So this is the wrong side facing each other. That's what you need. And I've made my knot here. All right. So on this corner here, on all corners, there are 2 chains in between. In this corner here, I place my hook and I take my knot that I already made and I pull up the yarn. Now, when I pull up the yarn, I will hold this small yarn from the back. And also remember, I made a knot. So I don't pull up the knot all the way out. I just leave it inside so it doesn't show. And so with that, I will chain 1, make sure it's a little tight, okay? And because this is the corner, and I will make another chain, okay? And because the sizes are equal too, so that means we have equal number of stitches on both sides, on either sides. So that will be easy for you to follow through and make sure you don't skip a stitch and everything just flows accordingly. All right, so now that I've made, this is the first stitch by the corner. All right, we're making a single crochet. Okay, so a single crochet, I place my hook on the first stitch, and on the other side, same side, other side of the square, the other square, I place my hook and it comes out like this. So we make a single crochet. Now make sure your stitches are not too tight or too loose, because if they're too tight, they will just ruin the shape of your stitch of your squares. And if they're too loose, I feel like it doesn't look really nice. Just make sure it's like the right tension you use. All right, so we will go like this up until the last stitch by the corner, on the other end of the corner. All right, so we make a single crochet. All right. Make a single crochet. So pretty much that's what we will do to join this bag. Just make single crochets. Okay, remember, not too tight, not too loose, just the right tension. It's my first time using this hollow cut, so if you see me struggling, it's because I'm also trying to get used to using it, because it's the first time I'm making it back or using this type of yarn anyways. So all right, so I will finish quickly up until the end. Okay, I just skipped a stitch. Remember, don't skip any stitches. Make sure you get every single stitch on your way to the corner. You don't want one side to be shorter than the other and the other one. All right, almost at the end. So now I'm almost at the end. My final stitch should be here on this stitch here by the corner. And what I'll do is I'll insert my hook here, and also on the other side, of the, all right, and that's it. And now I think I want to cut my yarn. Yeah, I will cut it. Hopefully I'm right about this. Okay, all right, so I made a single crochet into, before I cut the yarn, I will chain one. All right, cut the yarn, and I'll pull up my, and just pull it a little. So this is what I have now. Remember, we want something like this. Okay, well, when I started, I could have easily started here so I don't cut my yarn. I could have started here and then joined, and then, but well, my bad. So that's the same thing here on the other side and this other side. Okay, and remember, it's always the wrong sides facing, okay. I will show you one more time for, if you didn't understand the first time, which you can always pause and go back, but I will show you again. So we come to the corner here. We have the two corners. Take the corners, put them together. Take your yarn, pull it up, hold the shorter end, the shorter yarn, make a single crochet, tighten it up a little, make another chain, and then, yeah, then proceed. This one, don't worry about it. I'll put it inside later on. So make a single crochet. And then I'll continue all the way to the end. When you join the squares, just take your time. No need to rush, you know. Please, no need to rush. Take your time. Make sure you're getting everything right. No need to rush, because crochet is pretty much a slow process. So if you decide to crochet, then I'm thinking you have no problem just taking your time. So make sure you take your time. So I've come to the end of the corner. And remember, I have this yarn that I cut. Now I need to hide it so I can join these corners so they look seamless together. So here I've placed it inside, so it goes inside. I will fix it later. Okay. So this is the last stitch. There's an opening here from one stitch from the corners. So okay, connect this corner to that. I hope it works. Next stitch, so I can cover. Okay, so that we have like a seamless corner. And then when I'm done, I will come on the last stitch from the first join that we made, and I will make a slip stitch so that it seamlessly connects. I think it works. Okay, cut your yarn, or you can make it longer and you put it under so you can come and start joining from here, so you don't have to keep connecting your yarn. All right, let's try that. Okay, like I will. Okay, so I've put up my yarn. Okay, and from the other side I will try. Okay, so this is what we have. So I will take this yarn and I'll bring it like this. Bring it up. Now I don't have to keep making knots. Okay, this we can always hide it. We want this and the other square to be like this. So I've brought out the yarn from underneath. So that means I'm taking the two corners together. First, I will put it so I can seamlessly join these corners so they look continuous, right? And mind you, this is the first time I'm making this Fanny Pack. So, well, if you see me acting like I don't know what I'm doing, it's probably because I'm just trying. But let's work it out together. All the way to the end. All right. So we continue with the single crochets. And you will do this till the very end. You come here, you finish here by the corner, you finish your single crochet here, chain one, and then cut off your yarn. Remember, make sure not to skip any stitches, because these stitches are your guide that you're doing, because they're the same sizes, it's the same number of stitches on either side of the square. So make sure you don't skip. This way you'll have work that's aligned. So that's how you just follow up on your work. If you just follow the stitches, everything will be easy. You know, you have the same number of stitches. Okay, so I'm at the very end and I've made my last single crochet and I make a chain. Cut my yarn, pull up the yarn and tighten up the So this is what we have now, right? All these other yarns, we just hide them inside. No need to worry about them. We'll hide them inside so it doesn't show. So I will straighten up my work to see that everything looks nice and clean. So I will hide my yarn. Pretty much to hide my yarn, you can use your darning needle. You can use your darning needle like this. You can use the metal one, or you can just simple use your crochet hook. I don't have a problem using my crochet hook. So I'll just pull up some of the tight stitches like this. And I just pull up the yarn. Okay. So this is what I'll do to all the parts where they have strings of yarn that need to be pulled up. This is how I hide my yarn. All right, so here's how it looks after hiding all the yarn pieces. It looks nice and clean. So this is the inside. That's the wrong side pretty much, and this is the right side. So now we want to join the other corners to make the shape of the fanny pack. So what I will do is I will flip the corners like this. All right, see from this one, you bring it up like this, and you take this corner, we will have the Fanny shape. Okay, just to make it clear, I will use my stitch marker. So it's corner, oopsie, to the other corner, right? So I will have something like this. Okay, and remember this flap, if it's long like this, so you take this corner here to make half, to make a triangle. That's a square. You fold it in half from one corner to the other corner, and it'll make a triangle. So now we have a triangle. So you have something like, right? We'll fix the other stuff later to make sure everything is straight and aligned. And I will take my stitch marker again. So this is my corner. All right. So we should have something like this. Just like what we've been doing the whole time. That's how we will attach this two corners. So now we only have two corners that we need to attach this part to this. For me, I make a knot first, tighten it up for the first stitch by the corner. I will place my hook here, and I would take my knot, hold down the shorter side, and I will, when I work through my work, I keep straightening it to make sure that everything is the same, the sides are equal, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so pull as usual, make a chain stitch, make a single crochet, sorry. So just like before, you just single crochet through the chains. And you do this all the way to the end, all right? So I'll meet you at the end. Excuse me if I'm sounding low or my voice is, I feel like I'm running out of energy. It's so hot. This summer is so hot. Tell me where you're from and how the weather is like there right now. Right now, I'm in China. I'm originally from Zimbabwe, but I live in China. And the weather is horrible. It's so hot, even inside the house. You can barely go outside. So tell me how the weather is like where you're from. While we finish this corner, single crochets. All right. Tell me how the weather is like where you're from. I know in most countries in Africa right now, it's winter and it's pretty bad, but also here, it's summer and it's horrible. All right, we're almost to the very end. All right, so this is the final stitch. Make a single crochet and chain one. Cut your yarn and tighten it up. Okay, this is the moment of truth. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, so we see it's coming up good. Let's go. All right, all right, all right, all right. We're right on track. We're right on track. This is my first time making a fanny pack. I make other bags, as you can see from my channels, but I decided to do something out of my comfort zone because I'm a little obsessed with GrannySquares right now, and clothes take longer to make, and I love making bags. So I decided to take the GrannySquares and make the fanny pack. All right, so here's how one side look. And with our GrannySquare, all right, so you'll see that the middle is what divides the square, right? Because we made it into half. So if you open it up like this and you fold it, you'll see that right in the middle there. That's what we have. All right. So we'll pretty much do the same thing with this other side. And all right, for the last time, now I'm doing the other side. Just for the sake of it, and you know, just in case I wasn't clear before with how I did this side. So what I'll do is I have my corner here that join up all these three square, oh, no, one, two, these three corners together, right? So I will take my yarn because I want the joining part to be seamless, or at least almost seamless, all right? So I have my knot already that I've made. Put it to make a little tight. Don't make it short when you make your knot. All right, maybe we have it like this much loose. Okay, and I'll put it inside, on the inside of the knot. We'll put it from the outside. Okay, let's put it from the outside. And then this corner is what I will do. And you place the hook on the half square, which is now a triangle. So I'll place it on the other side. And I take my knot, pull it up. So we hold down the shortest side of the yarn, make a knot, all right, and make a chain, all right. And then from here, we just continue. We continue with our single crochet. So you do this all the way to the end, all right? And when you do this, remember, before we finish this part, make sure the sides are equal. If they look like they've moved and they're not equal, fix it, all right? Like what I'm doing right now, I'm making sure all my stitches are aligned, everything is straight, okay? So I don't miss a stitch, or I pull one side to be longer than the other, then you'll just have to redo it. So that's something to look out for. Like I said in the beginning, crochet, slow process. So whatever you do, take your time. There's no need to rush, all right? So I will join like before using a single crochet. Nice and easy. No need to rush. Well, unless if you have to. But if you're taking your time doing this allows you to identify when you make a mistake before you get too far. Then when you move too fast and you're in a hurry to finish, you know, so nice and easy. Forgive me if I'm talking too much. I feel like I'm with my friends right now and we're just hanging out, just having, you know, crochet chill session. That's how I'm feeling right now. So yeah, I'm almost at the end. So at this point, I'm just repeating the same thing we've been doing from the very start. Okay, it's the same thing. Nothing new here. And this is my last stitch. Make a single crochet, chain one, we're done. Well, with this part at least. Pull up the yarn, pull up the string, and now I will hide my pieces of yarn because I don't like working when I have yarn just poking out of my work. I hate that, so I hide my yarn as I go. All right, as long as I'm sure that I didn't make a mistake, I always make sure to hide my yarn before I go, because if you keep all these pieces of yarn hanging, by the time you're done, you have like so much yarn to pull in, and I find that very annoying. So I always do it as I go. So this is what we have now, and I will hide my yarn off camera and come back. We do the next step. This is what we have after hiding all the pieces. And I think I like this side more. I want this to be the front. Let me see. Yep. So this will be the front side of my fanny. So now we want to finish off the upper part of the back. Because I want this to be my front side, I don't want to start this process on the front, from the front. I want to start at the back, back. All right, so this is my front, so I will flip over to the other side. Flip over to the other side, just like I begin. I will make a knot. So now I want to make 2 rapports or 2 rows of single crochet. Yeah, let's do a single crochet row. Okay, so I have my knot. So I'll start on this part, and I don't want it to be at the corner, so I will just go anyway here, and I place, make sure this knot is tight. This one is kind of loose and a little big. So I will make it a little tighter. Okay, that's better. So you go anyway here. So remember, this is the back, and I place my hook just anyway there, and I hold down the shorter yarn so it doesn't move, and I make a single crochet. I don't pull it too much because I don't want this knot that we made to come out, to poke out. So make a single crochet and then make a chain. So what we will do here is pretty simple. We will just follow all the stitches that are here, but I will show you what to do when you get to this corners. You see these corners here. So let's begin, and I will hold the yarn. I will tuck it along as I go. So remember, we're doing the single crochet. So I will tuck the yarn. I will tuck the yarn as we go. I want to show you what to do where we join the squares together. Then after that, I will finish off camera. All right. Okay. Oh, all right. So we're at the corner now. So here's what we do. See, we have this open space right here. These two open spaces from the corner. So what I will do is I will come here, pull up the yarn. I don't do anything with it. And I come to the next corner, pull up the yarn. All right. And then we make a single crochet from that. This kind of closes down the space that we had. You see that? All right, I will do it one more time. Before the open spaces here, put your hook, pull out the yarn, and on the next corner here, put your hook and pull out the yarn. And then just pull it up just like we're doing with the single crochets. And then I will make one stitch again here. All right, I'll make one stitch there and then continue. At this point, you don't need to take this yarn with you all the way. You can just cut it because I'm using a cord and it unravels. So I will use my lighter to just cinch it up so it doesn't unravel. All right. So let's continue with the single crochet. Continue with the single crochet all the way to the end. And also, if you're not sure that you will remember where you started, so that's where the stitch markers come in. I made my first single crochet here. I don't need to mark because I will remember, but for the sake of it, so we place our stitch marker here. And this way, when we get to this part, it's easy for me to remember that that's where I started. So I'll continue with the single crochet. All right. So this is how it looks with the single crochet. We started here, and now I'm at this corner right here. So I will show you one more time, and then we'll finish everything off camera. All right. Okay. So remember, like this. Put your hook in the space here. Pull it up. Don't do anything with it. Make it long enough and loose, and then place your hook on the other corner of the other corner from the other square. All right. And then pull it up as well. And then make one single crochet from all three loops you have. Pull it a little bit to make it tight, and same opening hole, you make a single crochet. Oh yeah, so here's the thing. Pull the loop and pull the other side, and you have 1, 2, 3 hoops, and then you take the yarn that you've yarned over and you put it like this. Don't make a chain, just leave it like this, and then in the same hole make a single crochet. Okay, that's how you close it up, like that. And then now we'll continue with the single crochet all the way to the end. When I say to the end, I mean this part. This round. come here, the first stitch that we made, make a slip stitch. All right, one more time for the slip stitch. So this is the last stitch and this is the first stitch that we made. So come here, poke on the hole for the first stitch, pull up the yarn, make a slip stitch, right? Chain one. Okay, one more time. One more time and then we'll continue. First stitch, make a slip stitch, chain one, and then we'll continue. And as usual, you can use your stitch marker to mark so you know where you started. And you just continue. Make your single crochet. And now that we fixed these corners, so no need to worry about doing any tricks or anything special, just follow everything as it is. All right, just make single crochets in all the chains, okay, spaces, and we'll meet again at the end. So like this, what I mean is, remember last time when we got here, we joined these two corner stitches together, but this time because we already fixed this part, it's now straight and even. You just come here, you make your chain stitch as usual. Nothing gets affected. I will show you in a second how it looks like. So see, just have a straight line like this. So this is what you will do all the way to the very end until we get here. All right, now I've come to the end of this row, so I want to close up this row. See, so there's the last one, and on that first stitch, make a single crochet. I'm sorry, make a slip stitch and then chain one. Let's see how it looks now. And I just continue as usual. And if you want, put back your chain, your stitch marker and continue. All right, so see you at the end. I've come to the end of this second row, or we can call it the third row of chain of single crochet if we include the first one we made, first, second, third. So now I want to close it up, then see how I can continue from there. Oh no, sorry. Now we make a single crochet. I keep saying a single crochet, a slip stitch. This is how it looks like. I'll make another final row of single crochet and then we close this part up and then we'll be done with this part. Yeah, more row of single crochets. Right. Let me try and put a phone and see how it looks. Put a phone inside. Okay, there's enough space. There's enough room, enough space. Oh, when you get to this part, you can just stop here, all right? You can stop here because I think it still looks good. It still looks good if you stop here. I don't know, depending how big you'd want it to be, but you can definitely stop here. But I will go one more time and I'll put another row of single crochet, and then definitely after this next row of single crochet it'll be done. All right, now talking, let me get to it. Slip stitch, made a chain, and then single crochets. Single crochet. And pay attention to the tension of the stitches. Not too tight, not too loose. Okay, before I go too far, let me see how it looks like. All right, so definitely I'll finish this row of single crochets and then I'll come back and finish it up and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, meet you at the end. Come to the end of this last row of single crochet, and as usual, we'll do the single crochet, the slip stitch. So here's how I will close down my slip stitch, right? Let me do it again. So I do a slip stitch, right? Because I will not be doing any more rounds of this single crochet. I think this is okay. This is nice. We can end here, and I will cut my yarn. So like this, right? I remove my crochet hook, and I come to the back where the yarn is poking out from. Okay, so it's like this from the slip stitch. I come to the back where the yarn is poking out from, and I pull my yarn, and so right back from where it came from, I will hook it to the back and put up there. See, so it's now secure, but you still need to pull it through so that it's more firm. And see, this is about 16 centimeters. 16 centimeters. So that means the squares, remember this, the squares were 13 centimeters at the beginning. So that means we just added an extra 3 centimeters to make it 16. I think it's fair, it's good. And the top part is about 34. So 16, 34. Okay. And that's it. We're done. I'm joking, okay? So now we want to make the belt, all right? I will show you the first part of how to make the belt because it's pretty much the same, just like before. I make a knot, all right? Make a knot, and then I'll make 6. Yeah, I'll make 6. Actually, I'll make 7 chains. 2, not tight, not to lose. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, I have 7. You can make 6, you can make 7, you can make 5, depending on how thick you want the belt to be, but I will go for 7. All right, so you see we have these loops. It's like it's straight like this, and you just flip it to the side. You can see this. If it's facing up, it's like this, but if you just flip it to the side like this, you can see these loops at the end. So that's where we want to work our next stitches on. So you skip this first, you skip this first loop, and then you come to the second one, do a single crochet, okay, and go to the second one, do another single crochet, and the next loop, do a single crochet, come to the next one, do a single crochet, next do a single crochet, and this is the last one, do a single crochet. So you have that, chain 1, chain 1, okay, on and turn, chain 1, and then remember we close it, chain 1, turn your work, and then the first opening you make your stitch here, chain, continue to make your single crochets all the way to the end, make a single crochet all the way to the end. So last single crochet, chain 1, turn your work, the first stitch, just continue the same thing. So this is pretty much what you will do from until you have the length that you want. Until that you have the length of the belt you want, you will just continue like this. When you get to the end, you chain 1, turn your work, and continue to single crochet, get to the end, chain 1, chain 1, turn your work, pretty much do this. So this is what we'll have. You make it as long as you want. All right, so I'll meet you at the end when you have the appropriate length of the belt that you want. Chain one, turn your work. First stitch, make a single crochet and continue. Chain one, turn your work. So as you keep going, this is the pattern you'll have. Okay, I'll finish doing my belts, and this is how it looks. All right, so I finished one side and I put this D-ring, so I will hook it to an o-ring that I will attach on the fanny pack, and this is about 85 centimeters. And then what I did is, when you get towards the end of the belt, I reduced 2 stitches at the end. So remember, I had 6 stitches when I started, and then when I reduced, that means I had 4. No, I had, sorry, I had 7 stitches when I started, and when I reduced to 1 then I was left with 5, and then on the second row again I reduced, so I can be left with 3. All right, so now I'm left with 3 stitches, so I can fit in my D-ring, because I had to reduce because the D-ring was too small to fit on this big belt. But if you're not going to use D-rings, then there's no need for you to uh, reduce the size of the belt. You just go ahead and finish it up as it is. Then after I finished, I don't cut the entire yarn. I leave some so I can use the darning needle to attach the D-ring. Okay, so what I do, I put the D-ring like this, and then I just stitch around here and make sure that it's secure. Nothing special. Just make some secure stitches and make sure it's secure. All right, so this is what I'll do, and then come back when I'm done. This will be the wrong side of the belt. We have fastened the D-rings, and it looks like this. Okay, so we'll put that aside for now, and then I will try and fix the lining. So I'll go ahead with my darning needle and the yarn. You can use crochet for this. You can crochet the, well, I think I'll just use the darning needle and just seal off. All right, because this type of cord unravels, so every time I tie a knot or I cut, I always like come with a lighter and just burn the edges. All right, so this is what I'll do. Just right there, I'll just make just simple stitches like this. It's nothing complicated, just come with my darning needle.
They said Jamie Foxx movie Bait, and I think
This, and then you can cut your yarn, and this sort of, you can cut your yarn and hide it inside. Just place the darning needle and take it out from the other side, and then cut, burn the edge, the end of the yarn, and do the same on this side. Okay, and then we come and finish off. We put the belts, and then we're done. I'm done fixing the ends. This is how it looks now. Zip. It's the right size. This zip is about 25 centimeters, and then this part here is about 33 centimeters, like the whole length. So the zip is 25 centimeters. I think it is. So now we've come to the final part where we put the belt. Remember, I already installed these D-rings at the end here. And then I have more D-rings here. You can use O-rings or D-rings, because I have O-rings and D-rings as well, but I will use the D-ring to, they open, they're snap O-rings, oh sorry, D-rings. All right, we're on to something here. All right, put the D-ring, I put the D-ring on both sides. All right, So now, see, it becomes easier now when I want to put this. Sorry, it becomes easier now when I want to put this because this has a snap here. So I just come here and I just snap it on the hook. And I also come on the other side as well. I come on the other side, and we have something like this. So now we have that, the rings have created like that nice little cute chain there. See? And this is what we have here with the press, the stud here, the spiky stud. I put my logo there. Says Accessible Needs, and then the Just For You is here, so that makes the look. And the lining. Also a tag inside that says Accessible Needs, but all these things are not important. Anyway, that's it for the bag. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the tutorial up to the end, and I would appreciate it if you could subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. Subscribe, and if you want to buy bags, you can follow me on Instagram. That's Accessible Needs, or you can check the link tree in my bio. Then you can check out my website. Very affordable, nicely made bags. Thank you so much. Till next time, take care of yourselves. Stay warm if it's winter where you are, and stay hydrated if it's summer where you are, like here in China. Anyways, guys, bless up. Have a great day.